Hi everyone, Creative Lori here, welcome. So I have my second little jewelry sale here. Um, it's a variety of prices, so there's maybe something for everybody for their budget. And I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit. But I think the first thing that I absolutely want to show are, so I have some vintage hematite. And it does have the barrel clasp, brass clasp, and the design is kind of like it's called a waterfall design actually, where it's got the rounded edges. I hope you could see that. Let me tweak my lighting. Hold on. All right, a little bit better. So, oh wait, I didn't open the blinds. That helps. I've been wanting the natural light. Okay, so as you can see, it's removing. It's beautiful. This is an 18-inch necklace, a generous 18-inch necklace, and it's $25 for this vintage piece. Before I go any further, as I mentioned before, my dad's a gemologist. That's why I have lots of jewelry. I have vintage, uh, new old stock, I guess you could call it, and fashion jewelry also. So, and if you're interested, just put want, whatever you want, in your comment down below. And I'm not going to number them. I'm just going to just put, hematite necklace, etc. And then if someone else wants it, but it looks like they came after you, in just saying, like if it's like a few seconds apart, on my end in the YouTube studio, it will show who came in first. So, but that hasn't happened so far, so I'm just saying it just to, let you all know. Also, all of these things I will package in the best possible way. I try to package very nicely to protect everything and present them, and you will be paying for the shipping. And I tend to, for someone like international, I know how to fill out customs forms. I have been shipping internationally for a very long time. And so if you have any hesitation, shoot me an email. Let me know, if you have any questions. But I always try to seek the best possible shipping available to you. So for like international, for anything under 4 pounds, 4 pounds and under, it is $20 generally speaking. And I just did a quick search with like for Australia and I think for Singapore also, but I'll double check. So just email me and I will look it up for you. All right, so with that said, let's move on. We have these gorgeous, I don't know if you could see with the light on, so hold on. Okay, I still don't know if you can get the gist of it, but the fire in them are gorgeous. Let me turn off the flash on the phone. Maybe that, no, you can't see it. Let me turn on the side light then. Nope. Okay, well, we're going to go with this for now. I'm going to turn this back on. But there is beautiful fire in them. I don't know what region they are from, like what continent. I don't think they're from Ethiopia, but what I do know is that they are set in 10 karat gold, and they are 1.35 carats total weight for the two of them. So let's see, I'll take one out. Come on. So you can see that the setting it's pretty nice. This is called a teardrop, also known as the pear shape. And gosh, I really wish you could see that fire. Now, you can kind of see it that way, but yeah, so you could see it. But it's better actually in person and in natural lighting, of course. It's hard to capture this kind of thing on camera. But for the pear, like I said, total weight is 1.35 carats, and these are $150. And just put opal earrings. oh, you can't see it, but gosh, I see it. I see it. You can't see it. It's not showing. All right, the next thing are these copper and brass vintage bracelets. They're actually cuffs, which are my favorite. I love copper and, well, I like anything really vintage, but I also love copper and brass very much. My mom loved them, so it got me into them. So these three here, they're all very different. I'm just going to hold it up like this. If you want to buy all three, I will give you a little deal. Keep in mind these are vintage, so like you can see the patina on this copper one. So let's start with that one. That is a made in USA copper bracelet. And oops, sorry. I'm reading off of my little notes here. It says made in USA on the inside, and it has like a little 4-leaf clover there on the end of the cuff. And on the other end, it does say Ace. So that could have been someone's name. I'm not sure. But you're still getting a very thick copper bracelet, vintage. And it does say made in the USA. Let's see if you could see that. Yeah, it says made in USA copper. So this one is $20. It is vintage. It's got all of the patina and scratches, but it's copper, and copper is very expensive. Right, it has been for a very long time, actually. But it's great if I love copper bracelets because, well, not only are they healing, but I just love bracelets, period. You know, cuffs, big bangles. So that one's going to be $20. And it's vintage. And, let me explain why I like more vintage materials better. Most times than others, they are not cut with other metals. Some of the stuff today are cut with other metals and you would never know it. So keep that in mind, and that's why it's best to buy vintage, in my opinion. All right, let's go with this brass cuff. I really love this. I love brass. So remember, these are vintage. They are not absolute perfect. And this did not have any hallmark, which is like the maker's mark on the inside. This one's going to go for $20. I'm going to put it on. I don't mind if I do. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, the last one. Now, the last one is called, I always get this name wrong, Sabona London. Let me double check my notes. Yeah, Sabona London. It's a two-tone bracelet, brass and stainless. And the inside is copper. And it does say it's got the maker's mark, Sabona London. And then it has the registry number, made in USA. So it's really, this company, was kind of all over the place, but why they were all over the place, because they started, I believe, in London, England, and then they came to the USA, and they started in 1959. Now, the registry number is, I can't remember, 800834, which is engraved there. That is their registry number for such items like copper cuffs and certain things. So you'll see the same number on a lot of their items. But the fact that it is still very fashionable, but has the copper inside for medicinal purposes, which helps arthritis in the hand and the wrist. Gorgeous. So this one is also, this one's going to go for $25. And I love that layered look, but you could also make it look like this. Just one next to the other. Now, if you want to buy all three, I'll give you a little deal. Um, so basically, I'll take $10 off. So for the three of these, it would be 65. So I would take 55. Or you can have this one, which is also a vintage, very delicate copper bracelet. Really pretty. And I like that they have those points. That's really nice. So this one will be $10 if you are interested in just this one. But if you bought all three, you can get this one for free or $10 off on these. So those are a great deal. And remember, these are all vintage. They are not perfect, but you're also getting metals that are better quality than today, basically. Because, I mean, you just can't trust what we get today. A lot of it is coming from other countries, and they might say it's one thing, but it could very well be another thing. It's the same with gemstones. Absolutely the same with gemstones. So, just remember that, and that's why I prefer the vintage. Oh, and the Sabona. This one says Sabona. It's engraved on the side also. So I love that it looks like a fashion bracelet, but it does have that copper on the inside. Beautiful. Okay, next items. All right, so when I say that the Sabona London was all over the place, it was just that they did cross continents to come and sell here, and it was hard finding out the information about them, but they are highly sought after, and there's some that have engraving of Sabona on the outside and some don't, but the ones that do are a little bit more pricey. So whatever I do as an average, I always make my prices cheaper than the average. So it's like a better deal, I suppose. All right, we're going to go on to the next thing. Yeah, let's go into this one. All right. So don't mind this little ring thingy. When I bought it years ago, it looked kind of icky like this. But we're just ignore that. It's almost like the glue got everywhere or something. So this is a brand new ring from years ago that my dad had purchased. It's sterling silver, and it has rubellite tourmaline. Rubellite is a form of tourmaline, and it's a pretty highly sought after tourmaline. And why rubellite is a little bit more like sought after is because a lot of people, it can be the coloring of rubies. And like this one looks like a ruby. There are different variations in colors of rubies. There are lighter, darker red to pinks in rubies. So this one, I think it's beautiful because it's almost like a hot pink, if that makes sense. So we have the inset ones of, let's see, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stones on each side inset. Then you have that are rounds, cut rounds of the gemstone. Then you have one on the side here, on each side, that is emerald cut. Same with the main stone. And that side also. So you get 10 of the round stones that are set into the setting. And then you get 3 emerald cut stones. And the setting is actually really beautiful. See how it looks so vintage and almost Victorian? Gorgeous. So, there we go. So this ring is in a size 6 3/4 or 6.75, as you want to put it, either way. So not quite 7. But the emerald cut for the 3 stones is what makes it look just gorgeous, and the inset stones on the side. And the carats, okay, the carats are 2.5 carats. So that's a lot of rubellite tourmaline, actually. and it's all sterling silver setting. So I am asking $125 for this ring, and I'm going to put it on my hand so you can see it. I'm not going to, it will go over my knuckle because I've gained weight, but I don't want to push it, so I'm not going to. But look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that, it's a little crooked on my finger, but isn't that gorgeous? Can you imagine? Really pretty. Really gorgeous. Very elegant, and like, what I love about it is that you could see the stones all the way around. But if you kind of just hold your finger like that, you see that Victorian setting. That is also a really nice feature. And it's in sterling, so it makes it, you know, affordable. Beautiful. All right, $125 for the Rubellite sterling ring. Now, I promise I'm going to show the other items that are not as expensive, but this next one is new old stock that my dad had bought a few years ago. And it's a Tanzanite and diamond 14 karat gold ring. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh. Okay, so the Tanzanite in the middle, it's a nice dark color. And even with the light shining on it, it's still pretty dark. So the main stone is a marquee cut. And then all of the diamonds around the marquee Tanzanite is also marquee cut. Okay, then the ones on the side, which please don't mind my display. I really need to, maybe I can paint them, I don't know. But all the diamonds set in underneath, like next to the gold, like that, they're all set in. So, and I had asked my dad last night, and I'm like, what is that cut again? Because I had forgotten a little bit about the jewelry. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? All right, so the information on this is, it is a size 6, and it is, let's see, for the Tanzanite, it's probably over a carat. Let's see if I can hone in on that so you can see side view. Oh, there we go, a bit better. A little over a carat. This is an approximation on our part, just so you know. And then the diamond is about 1.5 carats in total, because you get all of the marquee ones around the Tanzanite, and then all the ones inset on the sides. It is a size 6, but like all metals, well, not all metals, you can't make a stainless steel ring bigger because that's like one of the hardest metals. But this is gold, 14 karat gold. So you can make this bigger if you need to, but it's a common size. It's a size 6. I'm going to put this one on my pinky. And, oh, it's just beautiful. Let me see. Hold on. Let me do it with my other hand because I think it'll, yeah. Can you see that? It's gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, obviously I would love to wear this on like my main ring finger, but look at that color of the, well, the diamonds are nice, of course, but the Tanzanite is gorgeous. Sorry, I might be getting too close to the camera. All right, so this beauty is $350. So just the gold alone would be around $250. So you're actually getting an excellent deal because the gold might be worth more, but that's just an approximation. But with all the Tanzanite and the diamonds, yeah, really great deal. And you can look them up online. You got to be careful too. Make sure they're not lab grown. Not that lab grown there's anything wrong, but this is a natural tanzanite. Gorgeous. All right, just say tanzanite ring if you're interested. $3.50. Now that we got those out of the way, we have some fun vintage items that are affordable. Oops. And maybe more affordable than you think. All right, let's just go with the most expensive one. This toucan I have had for a very long time, and I have one more, but I'm not willing to let it go because I got it from my aunt. So it's enamel, it's rhinestones, and actually, you know, a lot of the research that I did online, they're not sure either, but I think they're Austrian crystals and not rhinestones, and they're like almost inset on the beak. I don't know if you could see it, the yellow, but then also on the chest, the red, yellow, and green to like bluish color all the way to the end. This is enamel, under the chest and the tail and above. And there's more rhinestone here actually. Under, is that rhinestone also? So I'm gonna call it rhinestone. This was a really difficult one to research, and I remember from years ago. I should go look back at my old videos, but because I think there was more information years ago than now. But for whatever reason, toucans are very popular to make into brooches, and they're very well sought after. I think these are Austrian crystals myself. I have really researched Austrian crystals over the years. We'll get into that in another video. His little eye is also either Austrian crystal or oh, it's his little, yeah, and above his little feet there's also a crystal. So it's either rhinestone or crystals, but I just don't know. So I'm just going to sell this one for $20. But this one, these are sought after because there used to be more online, and now like people are hoarding them. Like I'm hoarding my other one. Beautiful. Gradation of the color on the beak. And then the chest is more like prominent, or wing, I guess. All right, $20 for the toucan. All right, this next one is by Cat Designs, or no, Cat's Creations. And she makes these beautiful brooches. And she would put them on a card, and it would have like a psalm at the bottom or a verse, because majority of them were angels, but she made other things as well. And oh, they're just beautiful. So she used like spoons, she cut them. Anyway, it is hallmarked to where you can see, you can't see it with this little, but I'll show you. It's Cat's Creations. Hallmarked right there. And this one is also $20. That actual brass, this is like a, I don't know, it's probably just stainless steel of some sort. And then this stuff, I'm not really sure, but beautiful. Yeah, and I love that she put different psalms and verses. Maybe not for everybody, but it's beautiful. I believe in angels. I think they're gorgeous and so helpful. All right, so here's a beautiful like dove, I believe it is. It's vintage, and all these little pieces kind of move. And I don't know, they look, I'm only going to sell this one for $10. It does not have a hallmark or maker's mark on the back. If it does, it's right there, but I couldn't read it. So this one's $10. Just say dove brooch. And then this one, okay. When I was setting this one out, I did a lot of research on this years ago. So it's a brooch that has like gold on the, it's porcelain, but has the gold on the outskirts, the edge of the heart. And then I don't remember those flowers that like look like little hanging hearts, but there's a tiny chip up here. I can feel it. So I'm going to sell this one for $5. And you can see it's pretty old. It's not antique. I mean, I don't know if I would call it antique, but you could see the glue and you could see that little chip better on the back side, but you don't see it as much on the front side. I think that would be great just for like if you love hearts and collect them, or if you do like junk journaling. And for $5, it's vintage. It's actually really beautiful. Next one. This one does not have a maker's mark, hallmark that I could find. Something tells me that could be a real pearl, but I don't have the testing material for that anymore. So, and never bite the pearls, because if it's a fake pearl, you're gonna mark it. But it's a rose stem with a pearl little brooch. This one's going to be $15. I'm not sure about the pearl, to be honest, but it looks like in good condition. Let me focus. So 15 on that one. And then, not the last thing, but we're just keeping with these over here. Now, if you work for the USPS, which is the United States Postal Service, they started making these little charms randomly. I bought this back in 1999, and it's called, hold on, I gotta look at my notes. So they have the stamps that were like this, and it's called Disco Music Dance, 1970s Celebrate the Century. U.S. stamps, and it's marked like 33 cents. You can see right there on the corner. Right there. And it's like a little charm that you would put on something, and it says issue 1999. I remember when I bought this, I paid a lot for it. But I love disco dancing. Like, actually, before I got married, I was into all forms of dancing. Salsa, swing dance, disco. You name it, I did it because I love dancing. So on the back, I don't know if you could see it through the tag, but it says United States Postal Service, trademark, blah, 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 This was hard because I swear I found the information on this years ago, but I think people are keeping them because a lot of people collect stamps, and it looks like an American stamp. And unfortunately, I have really nothing other to go than from years ago. And I don't know, my phone doesn't want to focus, but there's really beautiful detail. It's just not picking it up. So from what I remember years ago, because there's nothing out there anymore, all there are the stamps that are, various prices, but then they have this other charm that just says USA, and that was like, $20. So I'm going to sell this one for $15 because I just don't remember. I paid more for that, I'm sure, but I remember paying a lot for this. But it's just like a stainless steel charm, and it's that special stamp. So $15. That concludes all of the brooches and everything. Now we're going to go into the sterling silver and the pewter that I have. All right, guys, these are the last two items, so bear with me. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer with the light. All right, so this little guy up here, it's a vintage bracelet, and it has a little vintage star that it goes through the star, and it does say 925 on the star on one of the little arms of it, and also the hallmark of it says BFF, but that's not meaning like best friends forever. They didn't have that back then, but it was hard trying to find the information on it, and I could be wrong. Like, it could be BEF, which I tried to look for, but I'm certain it says BFF and then it says 925. Because when you want to put BFF, like, you usually put it on the charm. Anyway, so I think that's the maker's mark. and it is a gorgeous little sterling silver bracelet. So with this one, it's 6 and 7/8 in length. Okay, so a little bit more than 6 3/4. And yeah, it goes through the charm, the bracelet. So everything is marked, and I've tested it all, and it does go through the charm of the little star. I don't know if you could see that. This one is $40. Once again, I prefer vintage silver than new silver. $40 for the bracelet, and just say star sterling bracelet. All right, and the last thing that I have, I just happened to find this. I put it on a sterling silver necklace, so the necklace is not included, but look at it. It looks like a Harry Potter hand with all the detail. It's in pewter. Look at the detail. It's holding a marble. It's like shimmery marble almost, slightly. This is older. Anyways, I've tested it. It is pewter. I like the detail on the wrist. It almost reminds me of like Addams Family-ish, or kind of Harry Potter-ish. And I would say from top to bottom is about an inch at least. All right, so this one is going for $20. So cool. I had something similar to this back in my gothy days. I really wish that Harry Potter was around in my goth days. So it looks like there's a rose right there, and then a bracelet, and then some other design. I love it. And if you like it, you can also put it at the end of like your little junk journal. You know, when you have the spine of your junk journal, they put like little cool things. That could be at the end of the marker at the end that you put on the spine. That's like hanging jewelry and such. They do like toys and such, so it varies. But all right, you guys, I hope you like this video. I'm gonna try to edit it down because it's kind of long, and just email me. Well, actually, just contact me through the comments first and say that you want something, and then we'll go from there. And then you'll get your item once it's paid for. So I will see you all later in the next video. I hope you liked this video. Thank you for hanging on if you watched it to the end. But if you just fast forwarded to the items that you liked, no problem, and thank you. So thank you again, you guys, and thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.